I don't know if y'all can hear that, but somebody's blasting super loud music. It's um it's July 6, 2022 at 4:21 a.m. 4 it's 4:21 a.m. and loud music at this time. Y'all some stupid people. So while I'm on camera, um I had a misunderstanding with somebody who I thought was a doggone targeted individual. And I know we had issues off and on this year. And now he finalized blocking me, but I thought he was manipulating and playing games with me. And so then, like, I gave up on trying to contact him because like, after the situation with Trisha, I thought he did block me because everybody else turned against me. That Darius guy again. So everybody else had turned against me, and so then I thought that he blocked my number, and then the day I started that job, he tried to reach out to me, and I got sidetracked because I I had my first day at work, and then he called me June 22nd and said, "Well, I don't know why you blocked me," and stuff like that. Well, because you blocked me first, and then try to play it off and gaslight like you didn't block me, and then so I guess there was some confusion with us trying to contact each other, and I thought that he didn't want to be bothered with me, and I thought that he was the same kind of mad at me as everybody else. So then like, cause it was June 22nd when he called me and said, "Well, I I realized that you blocked me." and so then he said, "Well, I realized that you blocked me, and that if you don't want to be bothered, then I won't ever contact you. You don't have to worry about me contacting you again." And so I felt confused because I'm like, "But wait a minute, you're the one who blocked me for whatever reason." So I mean, so then he got a new number, a new phone number he got, and then he got a new phone number, and then he told me to call him, and then I didn't know that was him calling with a new number because all the online perps and the harassment and stuff. So that's what I thought that was. So that's why I didn't answer right away. So then I kept trying to tell him, I didn't realize that was you. I thought it was the perps called me or whatever. And so then but after that, I realized I would call once and then the phone would go to voicemail, so I blocked him on Twitter and all. And so then I don't know. And so then it's like, so wait a minute, am I blocked again? So he turned around and told me, "Oh, well, I realized I was blocked again." Well, I mean, it seemed like you told me to call you and then turn around and immediately block my phone number with your new number. So then he said, "Well, I realized I was blocked on Twitter again, or realized I was blocked here again, or blocked there again." So then I sent him an email with a new email that he had, and so then I got discouraged and thought he was playing games or ignoring me. And so then, because of certain things that he told me earlier this year, made me think well, he's a manipulative perp too, especially when he told me not to go look back on my twin sister's page of videos. And I mean, when we started feuding online back in October 2020, and then earlier this year, he confessed and admitted and bragged that he was going behind my back, and he bragged and admitted that he was going behind my back, and sneaking behind my back and going to look at my twin sister's page, and then decided he would rather believe her than over me after all the evidence that I showed him. So he's like, I have that right, and there are two sides to a story. Like, what make you think you got more rights to look at my twin sister's page and watch her videos, watch her YouTube videos than me, So I got discouraged and frustrated because I even told him that I thought that he also turned against me. I thought that he also turned against me because of the situation with Trisha. So he's like, well, what make you think that? And then he left a voicemail saying that, oh, I'm trying to have a transition, sister, give me time or whatever. So, if some people don't want to, if I don't hear from them, like, if I'm trying to contact them and, oh, I haven't heard from you in like 2 or 3 weeks, I know from personal experience, it seems like a lot of times they talking to everybody else and singling me out, it make me seem like as if, or that they don't like me no more, that they don't want to be bothered with me. So, and there was some other, certain things that he told me, make me think you're just as bad as the perps. So, to hear like 4-hour lectures or 2-hour lectures and certain things that he said, in certain phone conversations, it's like he it's been like replaying in my head over and over again, and me having unwanted intrusive thoughts and stuff like that. So it seemed like he led me on to think he was different from the rest, and then come to find out he got the same hateful, abusive opinion about me as everybody else. So I got heavy footage every day of my targeting. And then, I told y'all about him covertly and stealthily and sneakily manipulating the friendship and stuff like that. I felt gaslit when he called me on June 22nd and told me that, oh, I realized you blocked me. Because, well, on, I think it was May 19th or May 20th, you blocked me when I tried to contact you. When you told me to contact you, oh, we were going to talk the day after we did this Twitter space or whatever. So, I said, that he's an abusive, narcissistic perp, especially thinking back on the things that he said to me earlier this year. And I figured, well, if he'll believe my twin sister over me, then he'll probably believe Trisha just like everybody else. So, so then now I realize that I'm freaking, blocked again. And it's like when I deleted the tweets and then try to follow him again, and I think that the online perps must have screenshot and showed him what I said or something, and that might be the reason why he or that or fake loyal supposed targeted individuals, probably, because it seemed like the professed targeted individuals, they like to be sneaky and gossip, so gossip behind your back and stuff, and so it's like after we had a phone conversation, and it seems like he's very narcissistic and has like even another professed targeted individual, she described him as having a God complex. And a few people have said that Darius, that he act like he think he's, bigger, better, and higher than God, and always wanting to punish people with plagues, and all these freaking narcissistic lectures, and like he angry and hostile all the time. So he want, this is like I already told y'all that earlier. I mean, it's like he ought to know me better, as a real freaking targeted individual, and then he falsely accused me of he falsely accused me of perping and making money off of him and stuff, and making him my meal ticket and stuff like that. And I'm like, feeling very discouraged, because it's like, I'm already being abused and tortured, and for you to be another so-called targeted individual, trying to discount or discredit my experiences, or don't want to hear what I have to say, and act like you don't believe me, that's even added abuse. So he tried to tell me, in that lecture, I mean, I'm 8 years older than you. I mean, if I already get abuse from people of all ages, and, I thought he used to have much respect for me, and even considered me one of his top favorites. So now it seems like everything has downgraded to totally zero. So then we just try to, I guess, mend the friendship and reconcile. And I don't know if one of the online perps must have showed him, because I even told him I thought that I was betrayed. I mean, I thought he turned against me, because it's like, how the hell you block me and then I block you back, and then you said, well, I realized I was blocked. Well, because you blocked me first. I mean, I didn't block you for no reason. And then he was one of the Twitter accounts that my twin sister was trying to go, and I even told him that, but he said he had her blocked, but I didn't realize that he had her blocked. But she was trying to even contact him, trying to go from person. I told y'all, like in May, my twin sister tried to go from person to person to try to falsely convince them that I'm not a real TI. All the freaking footage and evidence that I have, how can you still call me fake? So, for him to act like he decided to believe my twin sister and sneaking behind my back and go and watch her videos, and then say, well, I have that right because there are two sides to a story, after you told me not to go look on her page no more. But then you sneak behind my back and say, yeah, I did, because there are two sides to a story. So they had a few people, when I told them about my abusive experiences with him, they said that he sounds like a TI that has been compromised if he, been acting flip and wishy-washy towards me. Because that time when he just randomly hung up in my face earlier this year, and then blocked me when I tried to ask him, when there was no argument or nothing, and he hung up in my face mid-conversation. So, and then when I confronted him about that, that's when, when we hadn't talked in a while, and I confronted him about that, and and then it seemed like as if he just let me have it, I guess. And I had to hear at least a minimum of 2 or 3 hour lectures. And with him lecturing me for all that long about every issue that he has with me, and basically he was telling me he got the same opinion about me as everybody else. And so one of the first things he lectured me about is trying to say, see, what you talking about, you talking about you being all scared and everything. You'll be the first to sell out at the right price. So, and like all those offers that I rejected, and you said you received those offers and reject them too. The offers to sell out, you say you received them too, So if you say you never sold out, and I know I never sold out, and he trying to say, oh, with all that, what you talking about being all scared and everything, oh, you'll be the first to sell out at the right price. And so, and I even told him, how harsh and abusive he can be, especially with his words and everything, and all I know is, I don't know who it was who, because as I said, I thought that he decided to hate me like everybody else. Because and then factoring in certain things he told me earlier this year. And then he bragged and admitted, he bragged and admitted about, he bragged and admitted about hanging up in my face for no reason. And I didn't even do him anything. So then, how the hell you block and avoid me for a couple of weeks? And then he called me saying, well, I thought I was blocked or whatever. But then he got that new number and told me to call him, and then immediately blocked me. And then I'm like, what? So, or maybe it was that I'm sorry. I blocked him because I thought that he was ignoring me. That's what it was. I'm sorry. So I don't know if that was the reason why, he didn't yet block me on Twitter, but at that time, but now he got me blocked on Twitter. Cause I dozed off and went to sleep. After our phone conversation last night. Finally, he was able to get me off and on sleep. And then I went to try to see what his voicemail was about, and I realized that he blocked me on Twitter again. I guess because somebody said, oh, Candy was talking about you, whatever, because I thought that he did turn against me like everybody else, So then we straightened out our issues, and I deleted the doggone tweets, because I said, well, if I thought any of y'all turned against me and y'all didn't, then I apologize. So well, I'm just paraphrasing what I said. If I thought that any of y'all turned against me behind the Trisha thing, because I had too many of them turn against me behind the Trisha thing, and had basically nobody to talk to for over a month, like a month and a half. So, I just don't see how y'all can, see all my evidence and still tell me that you don't believe that I'm targeted, or you think I'm a perp. And I don't perp anybody, and I never sold out. But, if Darius let me think that that I can tell him, be comfortable with telling him anything, and that nothing offends him. And then later on, he started to act like he was frustrated and disgusted with me. And now it seemed like, I guess, everything I say gets underneath his skin. And he tried to make it like, well, if you thought that I was perping you or whatever, I don't know. If you didn't tell me that this bothers you or this triggers you, it seemed like as if he was secret and stealthy about his feelings about me, and then just dumped it and let it all out earlier this year. And I said, well, I'm not, I mean, especially from people younger than me, damn it. I'm not to be gaslit and abused and verbally abused and all that from people that's freaking younger than me gets underneath my skin than people older than me, but all of it gets underneath my skin. But it doesn't, I don't know anybody else who would get lectured by somebody that's way younger than them. So when I try to I guess Darius tried to call me a couple of times. He tried to call me a couple of times, and then I was asleep. So then I woke up and he left a couple of voice messages, and I'm like, oh, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I'm like, oh shit. I guess I'm about to hear another lecture or being told off. So I listened to the voice message, and he was, I guess arguing with an illegal Mexican in a voicemail, and then cussed him out. Not me, I'm sorry. He cussed the guy out in the back, like he was left a voicemail arguing with somebody in the background, and then threatening to kill him and stuff like, I'll kill you, motherfucker, you wetback, or something like that. Bring it on, bitch, bring it on, bring it, bitch, or something like that he was saying. So then I go look on my Twitter when I try to follow him, and then he blocked me. So like the online perps that are stalking my dog on Twitter, they probably went and told him, what I said when, I even sent him an email and told him I thought everybody, and even over the phone, I thought everybody, including him, had turned against me. Because I felt like if you betray and turn against me, a lot of other people will say that too. Betraying a friend is perping. So so he tried to, earlier this year falsely accused me, what you talking about being scared, scared and everything? You'll be the first to sell out at the right price. And I'm like, well, I just, survived a blood sacrifice attempt. And we're both real targets, but then there have been times when he didn't want to hear, when he didn't want to hear what I had to say, or it seemed like he would do what any other narcissistic abuser would do, kick me down even harder when I'm suffering, or deliberately and on purpose make himself unavailable. So, and I felt like it seemed like as if he wanted me to suffer my targeting on my own and make me feel like a weak punk. But, I try to connect with other targeted individuals. Everybody has turned against me. But it seemed like he had, turned against me even off and on before this situation. And so, and then he told me that he lacks communication, that he's not that great with communicating. Well, everybody would think you're so well spoken. What do you mean that you a poor communicator? So now I'm agitated, and I even apologized to him for the confusion when I said, well, I thought you started to act like a perp and turn against me too. But when he lectured me over the phone earlier this year, and then I forgot what my mind slipped. So, like, I'm back to having heavy, unwanted, intrusive thoughts again. That's what anybody who get mad at me. But, I try to reach out to other targeted individuals too, and it seems like the friendships never work out. And then y'all make me feel as horrible as a person like the perps make me feel, oh, you burned your bridges from everybody, or they try to make me feel like the worst human being. But so many people trying to discount and discredit my targeting, and then at the same time falsely accusing me of being a perp. When if you might think I'm triggering you, well, how do I know if that this bothers you if you didn't tell me? But if I tell them something bothers me, then they'll say that I'm smothering them, or that I'm or that I got them walking on eggshells, or they'll falsely accuse, just like any other narcissistic abuser falsely accuse me of playing a victim all the time. And I have no games to play. Like, you falsely accuse me of playing games and stuff. So he tried to swear up and down that he never gaslit me, but I really do believe that I was being manipulated and gaslit. So, I mean, you come to me when you're in a crisis, but then you expect me to suffer my crisis all by myself. He got his arm hanging out the window. See? And red truck and arm hanging out the window. But everybody want me to shut up about my targeting and keep calling me fake. But, people were telling me that Darius sounds like a compromised perp. So I didn't know. I was freaking confused. So, there was a point in time, when he would falsely accuse me of being fake and playing a fake and a perp and manipulating and playing games. And I never did. But I felt like he used all my traumas against me. And I felt like he was manipulating the friendship, and only, and he wasn't straightforward or honest with me throughout it seemed like he was fake as a friend throughout the whole friendship. And then it turned out to be like another Lisa Ruby. And I told him, it seemed like as if he used all my traumas against me, and used them against me, and then weaponized them. And, make me feel even worse. He manipulated me into feeling like he was different from the rest. And, so, as I said, I try to reach out to other professed targeted individuals, but I'm basically left with nobody. If you got if y'all supposed to be targeted and claim to be chosen, but then got the same opinions about me as, the perps, but then, I'm still going through this myself. So, and so it seemed like as if he think that he can, always talking about God's punishments and plagues, to try to frighten it and scare people. So, anytime I speak the truth about anybody and what they did to me, I always lose massive followers, subscribers, support, friends, whatever. Like what happened with Trisha, everybody turned against me. Just about. And so, he told me to call him that next day after we did that Twitter space